StoneX has just released its quarterly commodities outlook, taking a closer look at the key trends shaping markets. And precious metals have had plenty to contend with this quarter, from policy uncertainty to shifting industrial demand. I'm Johanna Bota, and here to break it down for us is Rhona O'Connell, Head of Market Analysis, EMEA and Asia at StoneX. Rhona, welcome.
Great pleasure, as always. Thank you.
So, Rhona, what do you see as the major influences or the major influences the precious metals market right now?
It's the same old story, I'm afraid. I'm not going to be able to give you anything new and sexy. It's monetary and fiscal policy and the potential clash between the two of them in the United States.
Yeah.
General geopolitical uncertainty, potential for further weakening of the dollar. I mean, the jury's out on that one, but it's obviously something that people do tend to look at, not just because of the fact that commodities are dollar denominated, but why would the dollar be weakening and what's driving that? That's the more important element. So all of that's been at play, and then of course there's the potential for China to stage a decent economic recovery or not, and also what's the position of the European economy. And then of course you've got the changing trade patterns, which is to some extent disrupting supply chains, which then feeds into industrial demand or curtailment, well not curtailment, but reduction thereof because of dislocations.
So the usual suspects.
So
beyond the overall sector trends, are there any metals that have their own stories worth watching right now?
All four of them do.
Okay.
Gold is obviously the one that we look at the most closely, and that's the one that talks particularly to geopolitics as much as anything else. The others are more industrially oriented. I know people think of silver as being a precious metal. That's because of its history in coinage. But if you look at it through the prism of just demand, pure and simple, then forget about investment. 70% of silver's demand is actually in the industrial sector, and the balance, the other 30%, is jewellery or silverware. So it's subject to two sets of forces, which is why I sometimes describe it as schizophrenic. It will trade alongside gold, and usually in a much more volatile fashion, because it does have that cachet and it has that history. And it's because it's so much smaller in terms of unit price. Quite often it's seen as the poor man's gold. So it has that investment and speculative side, but it's also got the industrial side. Probably the key element here would be soldering, automotive uses, electronic usage. It's got a higher thermal and electrical conductivity than anything else, and that includes copper. So it has a myriad of uses from domestic right the way through to industrial. Platinum and palladium have similarities in the sense that they're in the same group in the periodic table, so they've got similar chemical characteristics, which is why you'll find both of them in emission control catalysts, for example. But platinum also has a jewellery side. Palladium is dominated by the auto sector, so it's got its own problems there. And the balance is largely electronics, not wholly, but largely.
Would you like to rank them?
Not really.
Oh, come on.
What, for your end?
For us, please.
Just for you. Okay, I'll do it. Gold has enough going for it that even though we've had a 57% price rise over the course of this year, it's coming off in the short term, needed to, but there's enough uncertainty in the markets to keep it pretty steady at these elevated levels. Silver is volatile and always will be. While gold remains solid, silver should stay in this new higher range, but I really can't see it's got much more upside potential.
Okay.
Platinum is on a bit of a tear, actually, or has been over the last couple of months or so. Probably got a little bit more left in it. Palladium still has that Damocletian sword hanging over it. So actually, we tend to think gold, silver, platinum, palladium.
Yeah.
And from a price outlook perspective, I'd keep that order.
So you're not changing your ranking?
I am not.
All right, Rhona, thank you so much. And thank you for watching, and to our viewers. For deeper insights and analysis, scan the QR code or click the link in the description to download the quarterly commodities outlook, available now on the StoneX website.